Friends, it is Judgment Day. It all comes down to this. If you have been enjoying the series up to this point, of course, hit that like button. It really does help out. I know, I realize that's sort of a broken record, but it actually does. It's kind of weird, really. And every like is one less goal from a corner that we'll concede today. But in all seriousness, last episode was a bit of a nightmare for that. And obviously, it does kind of happen, but we do have the worst record from defending set pieces of any team in the league this season, and that's not what you really want. So I have made some steps to try to rectify that. But on a completely different topic, this. So the reason I didn't actually show myself going in and trying to pick up this guy is because I've been trying to do this for a while, just try to get players in on loan from random clubs just to sort of see what we could find. And a couple of African players, from African clubs, I should stress, have come up, but most of them have said no. And I've just been sort of like, well, you know. And then randomly, this guy, in Savoy, says yes. Now, obviously, that's just a random name to you. However, there's a few things that I quite like about this guy, to be honest. He plays for Degerfors in the Senegalese Premier League. You know I love me a bit of Senegalese football. And I'll be honest with you, from what I can see, he might be a reasonable option for us in that central midfield, particularly if his tackling is at least maybe an 11. Oh yes, that is good. But what does he actually look like? You know what, right? I'm actually pretty happy with him as a midfield signing for us. He kind of ticks a lot of the boxes, but long shots of 13, good first touch, good passing, good vision, work rate, tackling, technique are all solid. His decisions are good as well. Off the ball is very nice. Stamina is good. Acceleration is nice. His pace isn't even that bad for a central midfielder. I think to get him on loan for a bit, for £190 a week, is pretty good. Now, as for set pieces, I'm trying out something different today. Now, for the most part, in FM22, I focused heavily on just getting tall players in my back line, and then just setting everybody that stays back to play a mark. And generally speaking, it's been functional. Doesn't feel like it's working for us, particularly at the moment. So I've tried zonal, and I've noticed that the biggest area of problem for us is those far post corners. So what I've done is I've had our tallest centre-back, which is of course Kalle Bjorklund, zonally marking the far post area, and I'm hoping that just by isolating him in a natural position, he'll be the one that actually gets those headers there. Because I feel like when you set players to just play a mark, with too many back there, sometimes they'll pick up the wrong people. Because I was doing a little bit of looking. We've conceded 20 goals this season, 8 of which have been from set pieces, 6 of which have been corners. The free kicks one, that's kind of average. That's not a big deal. It's the corners, really. I get the feeling that that's probably cost us possibly as much as 5 or 6 points this season, which really would put us in the promotion battle if we'd managed to get that. So Sanchez was going to move to Viborg. 7 minutes later, they're like, hey, he's got to go. I'm like, do you think I'm not trying? I swear to God, if he gets annoyed at me because I haven't put enough effort into trying to get him to leave, I'm going to come to your house, offer to look after your plants, and then just not do it. Because I'm a bastard. It's against Göteborg. Now, we've got a pretty stable run in for us. If we could just get ourselves sorted out for that, I actually think we've got a good chance. However, slight problem. Panache picked up a knock in training and is going to miss this game. Now, that is also concerning, I've got to be honest. Not fantastic, because we are not going to be able to start him today, nor would I want to, based on that. So it might have to be a Turgid Kvistgaard partnership, and I don't really like having both of them up there like that, because they kind of both do the same thing. As for everybody else, I know there's a slight fitness issue there, but I think I'm going to just go with that. However, we will hopefully be able to bring in our new boy. Unless there's any rules against the number of loan players. I don't think there is, because Panache is on the bench. That's fine, because Panache won't be on the bench for today. I'm going to bring in Savoy, instead of Lucas Farnberger. Panache can't be on the bench though. And there we go. Sorted. I've added in some extra defensive set piece training into some of our training sessions just to try to boost that a little bit in there as well. But we, very simply, need to pull ourselves out of this slump. We've got a good set of fixtures to remain this season, like a genuinely nice, favourable run-in for ourselves, and we need to make the most of this to pull ourselves back up to at least 3rd place. If we don't get 3rd, then good lord. Okay, chance for us from a corner. Bengtsson to deliver one. We've got Bjorklund there, and he's flicked it in, and it's a near-post corner for us. My goodness me. Degerfors 1, Göteborg 0. Big goal for that. Really, really needed that to make that happen. Just occurred to me, I forgot to do the ad boards again. Again, apologies. It's one of those things that you don't notice until you're in a match. It's a great header from Bjorklund, though. That's a big goal, because we've been trashing the opening part of this game. What has happened to us over this last period? Like, look at the amount. It's actually a decent number of shots in this game, but it's accounted to nothing because it's most likely just pot shots from nowhere or headers. Taking a risk, and I'm trying something in the second half to play a slightly higher line with a bit more of an aggressive press for us to actually try and get in on teams. It feels like we're winning the ball back and keeping a lot of possession, but it's all in sort of meaningless areas. And I think we need to be a bit more aggressive with teams. Now, it's a dangerous try to do that when we're actually winning a match if we fail to get any movement going. Although, maybe another chance like this. Bengtsson near post. Bjorklund's there and he's hit the crossbar. That's better. Just getting in and biting at their heels a bit more in the midfield is kind of what I want to see from us. Lindell out on the right-hand side now. Just the one body forward, and it is Blair Turgid, but he can still get on this, maybe. And he's done exactly that. And it's 2-0 Degerfors. This is better. We won the ball, slightly better position, and got the counter-attack. 2-0 Degerfors. I've brought Farnberger on as the attacking mid today, because Inga Bledson has just never really convinced me this season. Kvistgaard is on the end of it, and insanely, it's not going in the back of the net. Bengtson's ball delivers brilliantly, and it's in. It's Kalle Björklund at the back post from a free kick now. Degerfors 3, Göteborg 0. That is a big result for us. I think we have improved as the second half's gone on, which is a rarity. Usually, we get worse in second halves of matches. So maybe this more aggressive approach is the one we need to take into these this final stretch of games, perhaps. Lindell, ball across, and Turgid was there again. But let's keep the clean sheet this time, eh, lads? Good defending. Good defending. Oh, just about got that one cleared. And I think we're actually going to get the clean sheet to go with it. That is really impressive from the guys. And I think in the end, you can see the second half was much better from us. Started to create a lot more chances. Ironically, had some chances in the second half that were probably better than most of our goals, but didn't manage to take them. But that is far more like it from the guys. Bengtsson was superb. The midfield did well. Strikers did well. I'm actually really pleased with that. Boy as well had a good game. A 7.2 for him. Very nice. If we could just get Panache back into the scoring mold and everything, that would be fantastic. As Sundsvall also dropped points away at IK Braga. That's big. Now we go to within 6 points of the top of the league as well, and only 3 points off of the promotion spots right now. Just the 1 place as well off of that playoff game. So I've gone for a slightly different approach today. We've actually used some of the stuff we learned in the second half of the last game to implement it into the primary tactic. One of the things I'm doing is distributing slightly differently from the goalkeeper, only to the centre-backs because there's enough of them, but also just being slightly more high-pressing as there we go. Skoglund concedes the penalty. Huge chance now for Kendall. Obviously, he's going to take it since Turgid missed the last one he took. Big chance for William Kendall now. Drills it in off the crossbar. Degerfors 1, Örebro 0. Big goal early in the game. That's exactly what we needed. Oh, he's been... oh, what a shocking tackle from Vesterlund. Well, that's a straight red. Angeleri, as things stand, we would... oh, it's another red card. Fjöseberger now sent off. Wow. It's 9 men for Örebro. I'd just like to draw your attention to their formation. They're going with the old 3-3-2. Classic. I hear they used to play that back in the day. Well, in the end, it actually is back-to-back wins by virtue of the penalty. We had other chances beyond that, and I think once again we were the best side on the night comfortably. The 2 red cards in the second half sure helped us kill this off, though. And with that, we go 3rd in the league, back up into the promotion spots, and more importantly, have dropped Trelleborgs by quite an amount now. By 4 points, the gap has gone. Who did they lose to? Oh, they lost to Sundsvall, as Värnamo dropped yet more points. We're only 1 point behind them, and still the 6 points behind Sundsvall, who I think still will end up winning this league. But I still think second place is on the cards if we just keep on going. But we do have to play Trelleborg soon, and that's huge. I took a punt on a loan signing because it was the only loan signing I could see that was a centre-back from a Swedish club who actually is homegrown Swedish. And it's this guy, Richard Angani. We're going to see what he's like, but he actually chose us. Oh, wow, okay. Angani. He's not an awful option, honestly, for rotation, and Swedish too, so that's good. Oh, sorry, he's not Swedish. He's from Dr. Congo, but he is trained in Sweden. Now, Bengtsson's out for 6 weeks. That actually could be big. If Panache fails to perform in this game either, I'm going to have a word with him because he's been on a really dreadful run of performances over the last sort of 5 or 6 matches now, regularly putting in 6.3s, 6.4s. It's very unlike the way he started the season, sadly, and we could do with less of that, but there's a ball. This is more like old school us. It's Panache. He's through, and he's missed the target. Are you kidding me? Kendall to deliver another one. Björklund's getting a bit more aggressive with these lately, and he's found the header, and it is 1-0. Big chance for us. Kalle Björklund with his goal. Finally starting to see some comeback from these now, and we do lead away at Jönköping. Huge. Far from done yet, but being in front here is a big moment for us, given that we, well, haven't done very well with that lately. Although the last 2 games, we still haven't conceded a goal in a while. Ball in. Oh, this should be such a simple one. And Gall has dropped it into his own net. That is so disappointing. It's headed directly at him, and he's just batted. I mean, admittedly, it's coming in fast, but... oh... dearie me. Yep, that mistake from the goalkeeper has cost us the win. I think we were good enough to win. We've actually been very good in the last 3 matches. I'd say this has probably been one of the weaker performances, but it was away against a slightly better side than the other 2, and I think we actually played okay, but unfortunately our goalkeeper has just completely screwed us out. That would have put us into 2nd as well with the win. As it is, we stay 3rd, but the gap behind us again has started to catch up. We're only 1 point off of Värnamo, again, who dropped yet more points, but... there was a chance there, particularly with Sundsvall failing to win. We could have gone to within 4 points of the top of the league and really started to build this momentum, because I think we actually play Trelleborg next in the league, and that is big. Well, we're out of the cup. I know it was a low division side, but we had really little choice in this one. It was either play our first team squad here, who were already tired from the weekend game, and then would then be increasingly tired for the next league game at this weekend, or play a rotated team and hope for the best. Hopefully the ball won't mind if we can go and get a promotion. The passing's so tight for us at the moment. Finally, a bit of space has opened up, and Panache is over the top. Can he finally break that run he's on? And Panache has scored! Finally! Panache Mutambanyoka, Degerfors 1, Broggen 0. That's a big goal. I had a word with him. He's been on a 6.34 in his last 6 or 5 matches, technically in this case. Ingebretson looks up a rare good pass from him. Panache is in behind, and it's, well, the cheek to go for the dink in a position like that with his form lately. Maybe this is the moment that he starts to come good again for us. That's massive. Kendall, if we could score from this, that would be a big, big moment. As Björklund's header is wide! But I don't know, this game feels tightly balanced right now. I think the next goal is going to be extremely important. Björklund with a big clearance, but not coming to us either. Bolin. Oh, it's a great first touch. The touch was absolutely flawless from Nord. Oh, 10 minutes to go. Can we pull off a miracle? Oh, it's a shocker from Nord on Kriskot, and it's yet another red card against us. You can see that after the red card, we did have a load of chances. I changed a load of stuff to throw everything we could forward in this match, and I think in the end we probably would have deserved the win if we got it, but we didn't get it because... And it's things like that that I think are probably going to cost us in the end. That's another game in which we played very well and not got the result now, and... It's just, at least it wasn't set piece goals, I suppose, but at least Panache scored. Maybe that's a sign. Problem is now we sit third, tied on points with the others, and with Värnamo actually picking up a win this time, it doesn't do us any good. And yet again, Sundsvall dropping points and us unable to take advantage. Kalle Björklund out for 3 weeks. Just the worst news in it. I was just looking at some of the league table stats, and the highest amount of points required to get second place in this league so far in this save is 54 points, which was one season. Most seasons it's like 48 points. It's kind of nuts that we're already on 40 points with 7 games to go. And there's a possibility that teams could finish in the high 50s if it carries on like this. Strong start from us, really. A few little pot shots we've seen so far. And, oh, hello, Kendall! Oh, it's in. It's Panache. That might be offside. It's not offside. Panache has scored again. Back-to-back games. Skövde 0. Degerfors 1. Big, big goal with Trelleborg losing. We can't be throwing away more points like we have done in the previous games, really. I want to keep working on that 2 points a game record for the end of the season, and I think that might be enough. Although, it won't be because we've given up another soft one with the defender not doing his job properly, and it's 1-1 again. I think that's been our biggest issue in this period over the last couple of games, is the lack of Bengtsson has really cost us. He's so useful on that left-hand side. He's got great set-piece delivery, and we're about to go behind, aren't we? Yes, we are. Okay, right. I can see this just disappearing now. That seems to be the biggest hole in us, and it looks like we're about to shit the bed yet again. I don't know anymore, mate. I just don't know anymore. I'd argue that every league game we've played in today's video, 5 of which so far, I think we've been the better side in all of them. The quicker we get Bengtsson back, the better, but now we're 3 points off the playoff spot, and it's games like that, man. I don't think we were even that bad, but you just give up the tiniest little chances, and our opponents are able to take them, and we're just not at the moment, and that's the issue. This game could be a very frustrating mistress, but I don't know. Is it weird that I actually really enjoy it when it's like this, in a way? The sort of grittiness and having to fight for every win? It's one of the things I love most about Football Manager. Extended Kvistgård's loan for next season. Sirius are not letting me have Panache at the moment, which is disappointing. So, boy, bit of space in the midfield. Now, here we go. Farnberger's got to find the run. He's actually found Wallum. That's fine. He'll have to cut back onto his right. But actually, that allows him to bring Angeleri into the game. And I think that's the biggest issue there. Wallum cannot really get down there. Maybe I could invert him for a bit. Kendall to pop this one in, but we need Björklund on the end of these. And Vurt! Angeleri's hit the post! He scored again. Drops it through for Panache, and it's in, and that's onside. That is onside, and it's Falkenberg 0, Degerfors 1, Panache Mutambanyoka makes it 1-0, and this is big, because other teams around us are losing at the moment, including Sundsvall. Keeps up with it. Holds the ball up nicely. Kendall could just go for goal here. Finds, oh, he could just slide this across, maybe? He does. Kvistgård, and it's 2-0. Niklas Kvistgård, lovely assist from Franklin Wallum-Goulet. He's had a much better game today. Ever since I moved him to inverted left wing back, that right there is a top quality victory and a thoroughly deserved one to go with it as well. Panache with the goal, but then Kvistgård adding another one. A 2-0 victory away from home. Thoroughly deserved. Really came on strong in the second half, despite me making no changes. Other than the first half change to make Golem Gulehi an inverted left wing back, and he's had his best game for the club the moment we do that. Weird. Now obviously we can't play Bengtsson there, but I think that might be the way forward when he has to play in that role. Now unfortunately elsewhere the results haven't really gone our way. Sundsvall were losing until they weren't, when they scored 4 goals in the final 15 minutes of the match. Norby also picked up a victory in there too. Luckily for us though, Trelleborgs lose, which is good, and Värnamo also lose, which allows us to catch the ground to them a little bit, to go 1 point behind them and only 3 behind Norby. 5th place at home is next, but that's for 2 weeks. We've got time to get injuries back and a friendly in there to boost some morale potentially as well. But then at home against Utsikten, 11th place, at home against Landskrona, 10th place, then away to Örgryte, 14th place, and finally 16th place away on the final day. We are good enough to win our final 4 matches of the season, and if we beat Trelleborg, this is on. I gotta just say, I hope you enjoy the way that these videos are structured now, with seeing all the games live, essentially, just sort of some of them slightly adjuncted because obviously they never fit. Because I feel like it really does bring the tension of when these seasons are running the way they are into full focus. So hopefully that's an improvement to the content, rather than me just coming in and being like, hey, look, here's what happened. Youth intake. Just a little callback to the previous episode. Do you remember when I said, hey, look, it's a 5-star youth intake. It'll be half a star. Hey, look, it's just nonsense. However, there is actually a good player in that youth intake, which I was not expecting. But Golden Generation, it is not. However, Joachim Kamala, okay then. Now, he's not a deep line playmaker. He's not got good enough tackling to sit deep as that. But I tell you what, professional personality, gets into opposition to Eric. Again, a reason why he's not a deep line playmaker, though he does come deep to get ball. Great teamwork. Jumping reach and natural fitness. Natural fitness is very low, sadly. But his passing solid, his vision's good. And his great first touch as well. Joachim Kamala. Ooh, he's a pretty spicy looking player here. Okay, Bengtsson with a chance. Both of these two back in the team. Bjorklund's in there, and it's in the back of the net, and it's Kalle Bjorklund marks his return to the team with an enormous goal that if we could just hang on for a 1-0 could keep us in this title race with 4 matches to go. Come on! And I'd like to think that over those games we'd be able to gain enough points on our opponents to get right into this battle. Kvist scored. Can he find the ball for Panache? He can. It's a good first touch. It's round the goalkeeper, and it's 2-0 to Degerfors, and Panache has scored in 4, I think now, consecutive matches, and this could be massive. Degerfors 2, Trelleborg 0. Altin to Kendall. Can we just break through that press? Yes, we can. And it's actually Wallum. He's in behind. Can he score? Yes, he can! In off the inside of the post. Franklin Wallum Gulehi makes it Degerfors 3, Trelleborg 0. This is our toughest game of the season of the remaining matches. Come on! Oh, lads, I want this clean sheet. I want it so bad. Oh, we've managed to concede a corner goal. It's 3-1, thankfully. But, and everyone around us is also winning, but we're still going to win the match. But, oh, it's annoying to concede the corner goal like that. It's a different type of corner goal. It's Altin that misses the header in the middle. They went central this time, and he just couldn't handle the run. But in the end, though, Degerfors 3, Trelleborg 1, a deserved win yet again from us. We're playing so well over this period. Hopefully we can just keep this going into those final 4 matches and just get the points on the board. I know this is probably going to be a very long episode, but I don't even care. This is exciting to me. As now, well, I mean, unfortunately still 3 points off of second spot, but we now gap everybody underneath us. It really is just those 3 teams battling it out for second and third at this point. Norby got the victory. Värnamo got the victory, and of course Sundsvall got the victory. They're definitely going up this season. I think they might wrap it up in the next couple of matches. But our run-in is definitely the most favourable, surely. We might get that graphic soon. Okay, so here's the run-in that we talked about. Sundsvall, their run-in is actually fairly difficult as they play both Värnamo and Norby. But that's not really relevant. I think they'll go up regardless. It's the run-in for Norby. They host Västerås, but that's 7th place. They also have to play both Värnamo and Sundsvall in their final 4 matches. They've got a Rebrum in there too. And as for Värnamo themselves, well, they play both of the top 2 as well. So the top 3 have to play each other in the remaining 4 matches. Meanwhile, it's us with 10th, 11th, 14th, 16th as our run-in. I wouldn't say it's in our hands because it isn't. We literally aren't in those positions right now, but we're in a very strong position to come from behind and get those points. We just need to outscore those 3. The players, we have to outscore Norby and Värnamo by 1 point and 3 points respectively because of the goal differences, which presumably if we're outscoring them, our goal difference will still be higher than theirs. Now, we still have to do our part, but we've looked like the best side in virtually every game we've played in today's video, and maybe the results just haven't quite been there for us, but I'm excited about what we could potentially get in this period, but we just need to keep winning. That's really what it comes down to now. I'm extremely nervous. Drops it around the side for Panache. Is there a runner? He's going to go alone. Panache is going to play wingback for a little bit for us. If it turns to something, then brilliant. Oh boy. Kvistgård! It's 1-0! Nicholas Kvistgård turns goal scorer here, and it's 1-0 to Degerfors, and this is big. Norby are winning, but they're down to 10 men after just 4 minutes in their game, so they may have a chance of dropping points at home against Västerås with that. Panache just turned winger all of a sudden, drops it inside for Boy, who's had to play on the left today, and Kvistgård slots that one home, and we've got a lead to hang on to now, and boy, is that useful. Holding the ball up quite nicely there, little ball across, and Kvistgård! Oh, it's in! It's Panache, and it's 2-0 to Degerfors, and surely with 20 minutes to go, Panache, in all the tiredness of the legs, this was only 2 days after our last match, could be a massive moment. Lovely little shift of weight there from Lindell. Kvistgård to dink this across there goes through the keeper's legs. Panache with an easy finish, and it's 2-0, but we've got to see this out. Degerfors 2, Utsikten 0. And in the end, they had a really big chance right at the very end of the match, so to get away with this one with a 2-0. We let up a few chances today, but took ours, which was huge. Kvistgård and Mutin Banyoka with the finishes. Now, I think the other games finished the way they were, and I think we've gone third, but I'm not sure. Yes, we move up to third place in the league. We've already overcome EFK Värnamo. It's now on them, and they had an easier match. You'll see they were away at Örebro, who were, well, at the time, 15th in the league, and they've dropped points with 2 much more difficult games to come for them. They're going to now have to outperform us just to get into third place. Fixtures today. I'm showing you this because I think this is important. Obviously, we you know our fixtures. We've discussed this. Sundsvall play EFK Värnamo. That's big because if we win and they lose, they'd have a 4-point deficit to make up in 2 games. Elsewhere, you'll see Norby have a relatively easy game away at Örebro. So we just kind of need to keep step with them and hope that they drop some points. We need to win and hope that they drop some points. That's our task. But Angeleri is suspended for this game. Norby already losing away at a poor side as we win a penalty. So they're down, they're losing, and we have a chance to go in front potentially. Kendall back in the starting lineup. He missed the last game through. Oh, it's a simple one, and that currently would send us second in the league provisionally on goal difference. My goodness. Second goal very important as Bjorn. Oh, hello. I think he could have shot there probably. Oh, it's been fouled again. It's another penalty. Kendall himself was the man that was fouled. He now gets a chance to convert another one. And, well, you know that the second penalty is almost always a miss, isn't it? Unfortunately. That's a real shame. But both of our rivals are losing. Both of them. Yeah. Excellent news incoming. Norby are 2 goals down against Örebro. Now, what a ball for Panache! And it's well saved. How are we not 2 goals up here? And Sundsvall are beating Värnamo as well. So as things stand, the 4-point gap there, we still have... Wow, we're playing brilliantly as well. Farnberger. Kvistgård! And it's in the back of the net. And Degerfors 2, Landskrona 0. And we deserve that. This has been some first half performance from the lads. As Kvistgård bangs us 2-0 up. This is exactly the time we needed the form. Kvistgård dumps it over the top for Panache. He could get another one here, and he does, and it's Degerfors 3, Landskrona 0 in the first half, and oh my goodness. Relief is washing over me about at least this game. We've still got 2 more to get through as things go, but this is massive, because Norby 2 goals down, and EFK Värnamo 1 goal down themselves. We could be 4-0 up in this match, honestly, but 3-0 is still very good. It's 2-0 to GIF Sundsvall. Oh no, Norby have turned it around! No way! I haven't even seen the scores come in. Where did that happen? They were 2 goals down. Oh, no. Oh, it was looking so good for us. What's happened? I didn't even see the scores. Norby scored in the 68th and 81st minute from the spot, but a Tengsted goal in the 90th minute sees Örebro beat them, and we do go second in the league. It didn't update. Oh my god, I just saw us suddenly jump down to third in the league, and I was concerned about what happened, but they must have scored a goal after our match finished, and we do go second in the league with 2 matches to go against teams in the bottom 3 of the league. I think we actually play Örebro and Täby, obviously fresh off a victory themselves, but now... And I think Norby have to play Sundsvall up next. We've got a 4-point gap to Värnamo. Come on! We play on the Saturday. Everybody else plays tomorrow. If we beat Örgryte, all the pressure is on our opponents. In fact, if we win, we guarantee a playoff spot, which is the starting point, I suppose. The very least we could expect from the position we're in right now. But we do need to go and win. I kind of feel like, tactically now, I like the way we've set up. I think over the last 9 matches, which is how many league games we've played, we've been the better team in every single one of them. And I think in the end, probably have ended up getting the right amount of points. Probably. Although, I mean, I'd like to win all of them. You know that's not going to happen. But hopefully, we can keep this winning run going. But the problem with winning runs is that they have a habit of coming to an end when you least expect them to. And our last 2 matches are away at both of the sides at the bottom of the league. One of whom has already been relegated. The other is very likely to be relegated if they don't beat us. I honestly don't think I've ever been as nervous, and I feel you on that one, Insaboy, before a set of matches. And that was before. And even with a couple of wins now, it just feels... Oh, you know how things can go. Positive thoughts, everybody. Let's go. We've just got to achieve our side of the bargain. Kendall's ball in. Björklund's header over the crossbar. Well, half time, and we've seen, I'd say, next to nothing out of us. We've been okay, and this is exactly what I was worried about. 72 minutes on the clock, still 0-0. It's very, very tight, this match. Kendall. Oh, it's off the crossbar. I just don't see us winning this match. And exactly what I was afraid of. We had a lot of shots, but they were useless. We saw basically 2 highlights in the entire game. It was a corner header and that one you saw off the bar. We're not out of this yet, but it's exactly like, how can we not beat these guys? All right, they did need to get a result in this game, and they kind of didn't as things go. But now we have to rely on other results and go and win on the final day. And well, then it really is very much all about what happens in the final game here. I say final game here. Now, what I would say is actually a Värnamo victory wouldn't be the worst thing for us, given that we have a 5-point gap over them at the moment, and we do still have to play bottom on the final day, and I'd like to think we'll be good enough to win that, but it would at least allow Norby, it would allow us, I don't know if it would change much, let's just go. Watch Norby win now. 6-3? Oh my god. Velnamo 6, Norby 3. So we kind of got our wish in a way, and Norby are now off the back of back-to-back defeats. So, final day, any of those three sides could still finish in the top 3. It does throw in the prospect of us potentially coming 4th. That is a problem. But it does sort of, I suppose, give us a better opportunity against Norby. Does it, though? I don't even know if it does. It has just occurred to me that the results have actually kind of helped us out there, because it means that if Norby still have to win, because a draw for them and a defeat would still see us go up, and Velnamo would have to win, which means a draw for us would see us go up. And just taking a look at the sort of, now that we've had the full season nearly minus 1 game, I think were we to get second, we would be thoroughly deserving of that spot. We've sort of really pulled away a gap here on our expected points at the very least, have maybe scored a few more goals than we perhaps should have done, but also have conceded, you know, more. So, kind of, point is, we're doing fine, and I think we would deserve it if we got second. Bengtsson gets a tight hamstring 2 days before the match. Hopefully that's enough to get him back. So, here it is. Final day. We come into it in second place, which is good. We're playing bottom of the league, away from home, which is good, because we beat them 5-0 already once this season, and they are the worst team in this league, which should put us in a really strong position. But you just know how these things go when you come up against bottom of the league and you need a result. However, Velnamo, of course, at home against Göteborg. Now, if we draw, then it doesn't matter what they do, because they will be unable to overtake us because of the goal difference. So that's good. Even a draw against the bottom club would see us get 3rd. As for the other game, Norby hosts the champions, and unless they win, then a draw again would be enough for us. Even if we were to lose, actually, a draw wouldn't allow them to overtake us. FM does mad things to your nerves, man. So Bengtsson, as much as that is the case, I think we kind of have to. However, I am going to be able to put Wallum, because he is back fit again, on the bench at the very least, which means should we need to bring him on, then we can bring him on and invert him, and hopefully that will do the job for us. Everybody else, though, is ready and raring to go. We need a performance out of the guys here against the worst team in this league. It's all set up for us to do this. As anybody who's played Football Manager before, I'd honestly be rather playing a mid-table. I would take a mid-table side right now over bottom of the league, honestly. Nervous defender does concern me slightly, but at least everybody else is motivated or composed. No real negativity other than Altine, although that does worry me, as I said. We need the players that didn't turn up in the last game. God, I wish they hadn't won their last match now. We need all the players that didn't turn up last time to turn up today. Damn it. Keeping an eye on these, of course. The other scorelines going around the league. So, Täby versus Degerfors. A win would guarantee us a spot in the Allsvenskan next year, regardless of what happens elsewhere. That's the situation. Wow, look at the space for Panache. Oh, Kvistgaard, he can't win the header, but it's fine. Scoops one across, and it's... Oh, what a hit that was from Bengtsson. That nearly arrowed in the top corner. Okay, strong start from us. Seeing a lot. Bengtsson maybe to put one on Bjorklund's head. Space, and it's over the crossbar again. If it meant we... Oh, God. Godoy's through. Good save from Jeffrey Gall. Värnamo are winning their match. So as things stand, we would actually be we'd still be second, but goal difference would be keeping us there. Bengtsson's delivery again. Bjorklund's header over the crossbar again. Oh, God. Bellman from such close range. 1-0 to the bottom club. Get through the tougher games and then screw it up against the teams that are at the bottom of the league. Right, still plenty of time, though. 30 minutes on the clock. As things stand, we would still only need a draw to go up, but we also need to get that draw now, and we have to do it from a position of, you know, coming from behind. Scoops it across the boy. That's good. Just keep the possession. Nice. Farnberger. Ah, it's a great goal! Lucas Farnberger. Wow. I thought that was not going in. He's just hit that straight and true down the middle, and it's 1-1. Täby 1. Degerfors 1. And no sooner had we gone behind, we found an equaliser. It was very sort of patient build-up that wasn't really leading too much, to be honest. And Boy just sort of sticks this through this guy's legs, I think. And Farnberger's just had a pop. I mean, the goalkeeper is massively at fault for that. That's straight down the middle, basically. Not even a good shot, but it's in. And in even better news, Sundsvall through Yassi Tuomanen have taken the lead in their match, which puts us in a much stronger position now, knowing that a draw would very much keep us in this hunt and would also allow us to go up. That's the key thing here. Bengtsson now. And a second goal would make that even better. Kvistgaard. Oh, good block. It's 2-0 to 2-0. It's 2-0 to Sundsvall. And Panache has somehow put that over the crossbar. I think he was offside anyway. No, he wasn't. So half-time, and it is truly on a knife edge right now. So Sundsvall doing their job, beating Norby away from home. However, Värnamo are 3 goals to the good in their match. We cannot lose this match right now. A draw would be fine, but we cannot lose. But just avoiding defeat here, currently, would be enough. Norby have to score 3 times in the second half. It's 3-0 to Sundsvall. It really is. Draw, and you're up. Oh, and it doesn't matter because Kalle Bjorklund at the back post. Terby 1, Degerfors 2, and Bjorklund's goal might be the header that sends us up to the Allsvenskan from an insane... We would come from quite far back to pull this off. It's a great header from Kalle, and it wasn't a corner either. An indirect free kick, and we lead. Värnamo doing their absolute best, and as things stand, Norby would lose out on promotion entirely as Bjorklund's header is over the crossbar. I'm actually getting a headache from the stress of this match. Pearson, it's a good save from Jeffrey Gall. 7 minutes to go here. Unless we concede twice to the bottom club in the next few moments, with 3 minutes to go, we will be in the Allsvenskan next year. And it will be the first promotion of the save. And I think Kalle... I think it's not a bad one for his first season here. I know that we were one of the favourites to go up, but we've started to work hard for this with a relatively tight budget. The 10th highest budget in the league, by the way, this team have. So it's certainly not like we're playing with huge amounts of money. Our salary per annum is very much a bottom half club in this division. So we're punching above our weight still. Kvistgaard, now's the chance for him to pick out a ball. Farnberger, so many runs. Kendall just has to find one of them. Is Kvistgaard to wrap up promotion, and he can't do it. It's a brilliant save from Lindell. But at least Kvistgaard will be back next season and hopefully be playing for us in the top flight, and that will be an extremely useful thing as Norby do get a goal back. They've got a late one. They need a couple more, though. But to miss out entirely would be catastrophic for them as Panache is through again. Can he finish it this time? No, he can't. Well saved. This feels like an episode that would have been probably in excess of half an hour, and I hope that was okay with you guys, but I just felt like it needed the absolute drama of it to be shown in full. As we enter the final moments of stoppage time, Terby 1, Degerfors 2, and we are going up, my friends. The first promotion of the save. We've taken Degerfors back to the top flight in Sweden, and there it is! We've done it. Come second in the league in the end with a fantastic run in. The Örgryte game certainly caused us a scare, and I think in the end we've deserved to win this match as well. But what they dug deep to get those goals from Farnberger and Björklund, because once again the strike force just did not turn up. Oh, wow. Let's just see how the other results looked. So there we have it. Yes, Värnamo do overtake Norby on the final day with a 4-0 trashing, as Norby cannot stomach beating top of the league Sundsvall, who do deserve it. And I think you can say that we were definitely the second best side in the league this season. I think statistically we were in most ways, and I think we've got exactly what we deserve. But bugger me, did we have to work hard for it. We had to get 55 points, essentially, to get second spot, which is the highest of any team in this save so far. Degerfors promoted to the Allsvenskan. We've done what we set out to do. This makes me very happy. What does worry me somewhat is the board start initial budget spit. But we'll do the press conference first. I swear to God, if they actually put us in a position where we can't even strengthen the squad to be in the top flight, I'll be concerned. Okay, so it's not as bad as it looks. It's still bad, but it's not as bad as it looks. There's no transfer budget, but that's fine because the wage budget has been basically doubled. In fact, I think it has been doubled nearly. So all in all, I think we can work with £18,000 a week of wage budget to try and strengthen this side. We might even be able to sign Panache permanently, or just get him back on loan by paying a lot, because I do still feel like he's the right man for the job. He's just had a few weird patches this season, and if we can, he's still done brilliantly. Oh my goodness me. Let's just give you a little final look at the league table for things. There you see Panache, 19 goals in the top flight. He was still the top scorer, and Kvistgaard with 11 assists to go with it as well. Very, very good. Kendall with the 10 assists himself. Björklund up there. Kendall was brilliant. 7 man of the match awards for Kalle Björklund. He might well win player of the season, and he'd deserve it. Oh, what a year it's been. This little wobble damn near sunk us, but we got the wins. Like, there was 4 straight wins there. Was it 5? No, it was 4 straight. Then we drew, but then we also got the win on the final day. 2 wins there. I think we did what we set out to do. And again, you notice how we talked on the last video about how a random game, yeah, it adjusts back. But then there's another one randomly in here as well. Very, very odd indeed. I don't know why that is, but FM does FM things, I suppose. So, if you have enjoyed this episode, please do be feeling like dropping a like on it, because I think this has actually been this might be one of my favorite episodes of a series I've ever recorded since I've been doing YouTube, to be honest. That was extremely fun. Stressful, but fun. And I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Let me know your favorite moment from this season, or just from this episode alone. It feels like an entire year. Do drop that down in the comments. I'll be interested to know about that. So yes, I'll see you soon. If you've enjoyed it, drop a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, all that jazz. Follow on TikTok and all that as well. I'll see you very soon for Transfer Window. Hold your gun. Capybara. Bye-bye. I'm exhausted, friends. See you soon.